Hello friends, welcome to Bankers Platform. Today we have come again with new set of questions. So please like this video, share this video with your friends who are preparing for JIB exam and subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed. So before starting friends, I would like to say that this is the most expected questions for JIB legal and regulatory aspects of banking, and please make notes of these important questions for your future reference. And these most expected questions can be asked in coming JIB exam. So let's begin with our first question. Chairman of the board of directors and MD of a banking company shall be in the whole time employment and shall hold office for maximum period of not exceeding. Our options are 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. फ्रेंड्स, अगर कोई चेयरमैन है बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर के और एमडी जो है बैंकिंग कंपनी के, वो मैक्सिमम कितने पीरियड के लिए ऑफिस होल्ड कर सकते हैं, मीन्स मैक्सिमम कितने पीरियड के लिए अपॉइंट हो सकते हैं. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर. एंड करेक्ट आंसर इज 5 years. So the maximum period is 5 years. Let's move to question number 2. In context of LC, letter of credit, which among the following does not match? So our options is the party on whose request the LC is issued is called beneficiary. The bank that makes the payment to beneficiary against document and claims payment from issuing bank is called negotiating bank. Bank that has the final liability on the LC if documents are received in order issuing bank. And the D is if a bank gives guarantee on LC for the payment to be made in case issuing bank fails to pay, that is confirming bank. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is A. The party on whose request the LC is issued is called beneficiary. So friend, this is wrong, क्योंकि जो रिक्वेस्ट करता है एलसी इशू करने के लिए दैट इज कॉल्ड एप्लीकेंट. So beneficiary is that who will receive the money out of the LC. So A is the wrong. It does not match in context with LC. And the bank that makes payment to the beneficiary against document, जो बैंक पेमेंट करता है बेनिफिशियरी को डॉक्यूमेंट्स के अगेंस्ट एंड क्लेम पेमेंट फ्रॉम इशूइंग बैंक, उसे हम नेगोशिएटिंग बैंक कहते हैं. एंड द बैंक दैट हैज द फाइनल लाइबिलिटी ऑन द एलसी इफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर रिसीव इन ऑर्डर इशूइंग बैंक. और जो बैंक है जिसकी लाइबिलिटी है ऑन द एलसी वो है इशूइंग बैंक, जो इशू करेगा उसकी लाइबिलिटी है. एंड इफ ए बैंक गिव्स गारंटी ऑन द एलसी फॉर द पेमेंट, और अगर कोई बैंक है जो एलसी की गारंटी देता है पेमेंट की इन केस ऑफ इशूइंग बैंक फेल्स टू पे, तो उस बैंक को हम कंफर्मिंग बैंक कहते हैं. लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Bank can hold any immovable property howsoever acquired for dash year except such as is required for its own use. जो बैंक है वो कितने पीरियड के लिए इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी को एक्वायर कर सकता है, कितने साल के लिए, एक्सेप्ट फॉर इट्स ऑन यूज मीन्स जो उसके अपनी यूज है उसके अलावा. और ऑप्शंस आर 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is 7 years. तो कोई भी जो बैंक है वो 7 ईयर से ज़्यादा किसी भी इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी को नहीं रख सकता. सो दैट प्रॉपर्टी विच वी मे हैव गॉट आफ्टर द एनपीए, अगर कोई अकाउंट एनपीए हो गया और हमने सरफेसी के थ्रू कोई प्रॉपर्टी एक्वायर की है, तो मैक्सिमम हम उसे 7 ईयर्स तक रख सकते हैं अपने पास. लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. Cooperative banks operating in different states are registered under which of the following? जो cooperative banks हैं वो किस एक्ट के अंडर रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं? और ऑप्शंस आर स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज एक्ट, कंपनीज एक्ट 1956, बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट, आरबीआई एक्ट. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर. करेक्ट आंसर इज स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी एक्ट. जितने भी कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स हैं वो स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी एक्ट के थ्रू रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं. लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. A guarantee which is issued by a bank guaranteeing the timely payment of installment to the supplier by the applicant for the machinery purchase on a long-term credit from the supplier is called standby guarantee, performance guarantee, deferred payment guarantee, statutory guarantee. So ऐसी गारंटी जिसमें जो बैंक है वो गारंटी दे रहा है कि जो पर्सन है जिसने जो मशीन परचेज की है वो इंस्टॉलमेंट में जो पैसे देगा अपने सप्लायर को, उसकी जो गारंटी दे, उस एलसी को हम क्या कहते हैं? सो लेट्स सी व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर. करेक्ट आंसर इज डेफर्ड पेमेंट गारंटी. सो डेफर्ड पेमेंट गारंटी वो गारंटी होती है जिसमें बैंक गारंटी देता है फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ इंस्टॉलमेंट टू द सप्लायर. एंड लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. Which of the following parties in a bill of exchange do not match? Bill of exchange में कौन सी parties match नहीं करती हैं? Options are maker, the debtor who is to make the payment, drawer who makes the bill of exchange and orders the drawer to make payment, pay the person who is to obtain payment as per orders of the drawer the debtor liable on the bill to pay. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is A, maker, the debtor who is to make payment. तो जो बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज है वो मेकर जो है वो डेटर नहीं होता. मेकर इज दैट पर्सन who has to receive the payment. He makes the bill. So that is creditor. So here maker, the creditor who is to get the payment. This is incorrect one. And drawer वो होता है जो bill of exchange बनाता है and orders the drawer to make payment. And pay is the person who is to obtain the payment, and draw means the debtor liable on the bill to pay. So let's move to question number 7. A person residing in India. So there are some options. Let's see which is correct. Can own can own foreign currency or immovable property if it was held when he was resident outside India. एक जो पर्सन है जो रिजाइड कर रहा है इंडिया में, वो फॉरेन करेंसी और इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी को रख सकता है इफ इट वाज हेल्ड व्हेन ही वाज रेजिडेंट आउटसाइड इंडिया. ओके. कैन ट्रांसफर. A person residing in India can transfer foreign currency immovable property if it was held when he was resident outside India. Can invest in foreign currency immovable property if it was held when he was resident outside India. And D is all of the above. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer all the above. A person residing in India, जो person है जो इंडिया में रह रहा है, वो ये सारी चीजें कर सकता है, A, B and C. वो फंड फॉरेन करेंसी भी रख सकता है एंड इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी भी ऑन कर सकता है एंड कैन ट्रांसफर. वो ट्रांसफर भी कर सकता है फॉरेन करेंसी एंड इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. और वो इन्वेस्ट भी कर सकता है फॉरेन करेंसी में और इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में. लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट करेक्ट इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ सेल ऑफ गुड्स? सेल ऑफ गुड्स में इनमें से कौन सी चीज करेक्ट नहीं है, कौन सी स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट नहीं? लेट्स सी आवर ऑप्शन. आवर ऑप्शंस आर ए. A contract of sale can be absolute. A contract of sale can be conditional. In absolute contract, there are no condition to be fulfilled by the seller or buyer. In a conditional contract, the goods are transferred later, but the sale takes place beforehand. Let's see what is correct answer. Correct answer is D. In conditional contract, the goods are transferred later, but the sale takes place beforehand. This is incorrect. बाकी a contract of sale can be absolute, ये सही है. A contract of sale can be conditional, ये भी सही है. And in absolute contract, there are no condition to be fulfilled by the seller or buyer. Let's move to question number 9. Which of the following document is a document of title to goods? Our options are bill of lading. इट इज लेडिंग फ्रेंड्स, यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी करेक्शन है. इट इज इट इज बिल ऑफ लेडिंग. It is not landing, it is bill of lading. B, warehouse receipt. C, delivery order. D, airway bill. So let's see what is the correct answer, and correct answer is B, A to C. बिल ऑफ lading जो है वो भी टाइटल टू गुड्स है, वेयर हाउस रिसिप्ट वो भी टाइटल टू गुड्स है, डिलीवरी ऑर्डर भी टाइटल टू गुड्स है. बट डी, एयरवे बिल इज नॉट टाइटल टू गुड्स. So if airway bill is there, then we cannot purchase the document. Like we purchase export bills, if airway bill is there, then we are not supposed to purchase that, because airway bill is not a document of title to goods. So let's move to question number 10. So in this question number 10, we have to see which statement is correct. Our options, our statements are: A. Mortgage deed does not require to be witnessed or registered. B. Debentures provide voting right to the holders of the debentures. C. Assignee of the life policy can sue in his own name. D. Borrowers can pledge the documents of title to goods. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is A, C, and D are correct. Our B option is not correct. Debenture provides voting right to the holders of the debentures. So, friends, in debentures, there is no voting right. There is a voting right when you are a shareholder of a company. So, this B is incorrect. A. Mortgage deed does not require to be witnessed or registered. So, this is correct statement. And C. Assignee of the life policy can sue in his own name. This is also correct statement. And borrower can pledge the documents of title to goods. This is also correct statement. Let's move to question number 11. In case of mortgage, the limitation period against the mortgager for personal liability is dash years. Against the mortgaged property, it is dash years, and for foreclosure, it is dash year. So we have to give the limitation period. So friends, many times questions are asked from the limitation period. What is the limitation period of a mortgage, what is the limitation period for foreclosure, and there are many other things. So here we have to give the answer for these three. So limitation period, so our options are 12 year, 12 year, and 30 year. 3, 12, 30 year, 12, 12, 12 year, 3, 12, and 12 year. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is B. So the limitation period against the mortgager for personal liability is 3 years. Against the mortgage property, it is 12 years. And for foreclosure, it is 30 years. So let's move to question number 12. Which of the following is not a capital account transaction? So our options are: an Indian company purchased office space outside India. Indian government made repayment of installment of a loan taken from US government. C. An individual purchased shares on a stock exchange in London. D. Export of goods made on a deferred payment basis. So in this we have to see which is not a capital account transaction. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is D. Export of goods made on a deferred payment basis. So export of goods made on a deferred payment basis is not a capital account transaction. It is current account transaction. And rest A, B, and C, these are capital account transaction. Let's move to question number 13. In case of creation of equitable mortgage, the property which is to be equitably mortgaged must be located in notified towns only, Chennai, Mumbai, or Kolkata only, any place A or B. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is C, any place. So जब भी हमें equitable mortgage create करना है तो in that case प्रॉपर्टी कहीं भी हो सकती है, we can make the equitable mortgage. Let's move to question number 14. Our 14th question is: compared to a public company, a private limited company is at a disadvantage because our options are: it cannot invite public to subscribe to its share. B. It has to observe restriction on transfer of its shares because the number of members is limited. C. Its shares cannot be listed on a stock exchange. D. It cannot obtain loan from a bank. So we have to see which is correct statement. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is B. A, B, and C are correct. Means if any private limited company is there, so it cannot invite public, वो public को invite नहीं कर सकती है अपने shares लेने के लिए. And B, it has to observe restrictions, उनको restrictions होंगी on share of its share, transfer of its share because number of members is limited. And C, it cannot बी लिस्टेड, उनके जो शेयर्स हैं प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के वो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में लिस्ट नहीं हो. एंड डी, डी इज इनकरेक्ट. इट कैनॉट ऑब्टेन लोन. द प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कैन ऑब्टेन लोन फ्रॉम ए बैंक. So D is incorrect and A, B, and C are correct statement. Let's move to question number 15. Under RTI Act 2005, the information can be accessed under control of a public authority. For this purpose, the public authority means any authority established. Our options are by or under the Constitution, by any other law made by the Parliament of India or by the state legislature, by any notification issued or order made by the appropriate government, and D, all the above. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is D, all the above. कोई भी कोई भी अथॉरिटी लाइक जो अंडर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हो, या कोई भी कंपनी जो है, पब्लिक अथॉरिटी जो है, वो बाय एनी अदर लॉ मेड बनी हो या किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन के थ्रू बनी हो गवर्नमेंट के, सो दे ऑल विल बी कमिंग अंडर आरटीआई. So friends, many time questions are coming from RTI also, कि RTI की क्या फीस है, that is 10 rupees. So like that many questions are coming from RTI. So please go through those questions also which are related to RTI. It will definitely come in exam. Let's move to question number 16. SARFAESI Act 2002 is applicable to housing finance companies whose names are notified by Reserve Bank, National Housing Bank, central government, state government concerned. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is C, central government. जितने भी हाउसिंग फाइनेंस कंपनीज हैं जो नोटिफाइड हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, दे ऑल they all can be they all can apply the SARFAESI Act 2002. Let's move to question number 17. An unregistered partnership firm. So we have statements related to unregistered partnership firm. A, can file suit for enforcement of contracts entered into by it with third party, cannot file suit on its own partners, other parties cannot file suit on unregistered firm. So let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is B. A and C are incorrect. So A और C जो है वो incorrect है and B is correct. Let's move to question number 18. A private company has two shareholders who are directors of the company also. They die in an accident. Now, the company will be run by their legal heirs. The company will invite public to be shareholders who will choose new director. The company will be compulsorily wound up. The advice of company law board will be sought. So, what will happen in this case? Let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is C. The company will be compulsorily wound up. सो अगर कोई प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी है जिसमें दो ही शेयर होल्डर हैं, वो दोनों ही डायरेक्टर भी हैं, तो इस केस में जो है कंपनी को वाउंड अप करना पड़ेगा. लेट्स मूव टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 19. अंडर आरटीआई एक्ट द पीरियड फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग इंफॉर्मेशन इज 5 days, 1 week, 21 days, 30 days. सो आरटीआई एक्ट के अंदर अगर आपने कोई एप्लीकेशन लगाई है तो विद इन हाउ मेनी डेज you should get reply. Let's see what is the correct answer. Correct answer is D, 30 days. So within 30 days a person should get the reply. Let's move to question number 20. Certificates of incorporation is birth certificate of a company. So in this question, friends, you have to tell which is correct statement. So certificate of incorporation is a conclusive evidence of creation of a company. On the basis of certificate of incorporation, bank can open account without any other introduction. Certificate of commencement is required both by the public and private companies. So let's see what is the correct statement. Correct statement is A, B, and C are the correct. Okay. A is certificate of incorporation is birth certificate of a company. This is correct. And certificate of incorporation is conclusive evidence of creation of a company. And C, on the basis of certificate of incorporation, bank can open account without any other introduction. And these three are correct statement. So friends, this is a set of 20 questions. So thank you, friends. Thanks for watching. I hope so you are benefited from these questions. And if you are benefited, so please like this video and share this video with your friends who are preparing for JIB exam, and subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed. Thank you, friends. Have a nice day.